Good evening and welcome again to an all-new episode of India Election Watch. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. The last day of campaigning in West Bengal, 9 seats going to the polls in that state. For the rest of the 59 constituencies, the campaigning will go on tomorrow. This is the show that brings you the very latest on the world's biggest election. Let's start with the highlights. Our focus has been on West Bengal. We are just a few days away from the final phase of polling, that's phase 7 on Sunday, the 19th of May. West Bengal continues to remain in the headlines. It has become the final battleground of the showdown between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the opposition. Today was the last day of campaigning in the state, as I said. After the violence on Tuesday, the Election Commission curtailed campaigning in Bengal. Narendra Modi and Mamata Banerjee have been having a verbal duel. Today, both leaders had 2 rallies each in the state. Mamata Banerjee also had 2 padyatras in Kolkata. The Prime Minister's first rally was in UP, but that did not stop him from talking about Bengal. He slammed the TMC and Mamata Banerjee. He even promised to build a grand Vidyasagar statue.
So, कोलकाता में भाई अमित शाह के रोड शो के दौरान टीएमसी के गुंडों ने ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर की मूर्ति को तोड़ दिया। ऐसा करने वालों को कठोर से कठोर सजा दी जानी चाहिए। वहीं मैं ये भी कहना चाहूंगा कि ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर जी के विजन के लिए समर्पित हमारी सरकार उसी जगह पर पंचधातु की एक भव्य मूर्ति की स्थापना करेगी और टीएमसी के गुंडों को जवाब देंगी।
Mamata Banerjee was waiting to hit back, it seems. She called the Prime Minister a liar. The West Bengal Chief Minister said that Bengal does not need the BJP's help to replace this bust. She even borrowed the Chaukidar Chor Hai slogan from the Congress party.
লজ্জাও করে না এই লোকটার মিথ্যেবাদী প্রাইম মিনিস্টারের। উত্তরপ্রদেশে মিটিং করে বলেছে আমি একটা বানিয়ে দেবো, তোরটা থোড়াই নেবো আমরা আয়। বল বাংলার টাকা আছে বিদ্যাসাগরের মূর্তি বানানোর। 200 বছর আগেকার হেরিটেজ ফিরিয়ে দিতে পারবে? বলুন পারবে? 200 বছর আগেকার হেরিটেজ জীবন গেলে জীবন ফিরিয়ে দিতে পারবে? ঐতিহ্য ফিরিয়ে দিতে পারবে? 200 বছরের হেরিটেজ তুমি ভেঙে দিলে তার সব কপি আছে আমাদের কাছে, ভিডিও কপি। আর তুমি বলছো তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস করেছে, লজ্জা করে না? কান ধরে উদ্বোস করা উচিত এই প্রাইম মিনিস্টারের। একবার না লক্ষবার মিথ্যে কথা বলার জন্য, মিথ্যে কথা বলার জন্য মিথ্যেবাদী বল, আইদার প্রমাণ করো, আর তা নাহলে তোমায় কিন্তু আমরা জেলে টানবো। তার কারণ আমরাও কিন্তু ছেড়ে কথা বলার লোক নই, আমাদের কাছে এভিডেন্স আছে। চৌকিদার 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 চৌকিদার।
Other opposition leaders backed Mamata Banerjee. Omar Abdullah from the National Conference tweeted in the TMC's support. He said they'll sweep Bengal on the 23rd of May. The DMK's M.K. Stalin criticized the Election Commission's decision to curtail campaigning in West Bengal. He blamed the BJP for vandalizing the bust of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar in Kolkata. This incident on Tuesday has turned the campaign in the state. Bengali pride now dominates the discourse. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was one of the key figures of the Bengal Renaissance. Just like Subhash Chandra Bose and Rabindranath Tagore, he too is revered by Bengalis. The TMC has used Tuesday's events to portray the BJP as an outsider. Also, this last phase of polling is a prestige battle for the Trinamool Congress. Kolkata and suburbs vote on Sunday. This is the region where the TMC first emerged as a political force. The BJP is the only party that can challenge the TMC in West Bengal, it seems. In the last 15 years, the BJP has steadily built its base in the state. They began by focusing first on the Hindi-speaking population. They've also campaigned on the issue of illegal immigration. A total of 9 constituencies in West Bengal will vote on the 19th of May, that is Sunday. Joining me in the studio, Lord Meghnad Desai, author and Professor Emeritus at the London School of Economics, also Andrew Whitehead, writer and senior journalist. And with us from Kolkata this evening is senior journalist Shikha Mukherjee. Good evening and welcome to all of you. Shikha, since you are in West Bengal, the heart of the action, let me begin with you. How close is the fight there between the BJP and the TMC?
Actually, the fight is not very close at all. The TMC is way ahead of the BJP at this point in time. For the simple reason that these are 9 constituencies where the BJP has a very, very limited presence, in the sense that at the grassroots level, the BJP's the numbers of BJP representatives in the Panchayati Raj institutions is very low. Also, the fact is that the BJP may have has worked on its appeal to the Hindi-speaking population, which is, of course, the majority of the population in Kolkata city as such. But across the Sundarbans, in the rural and the fringes of this country, of the state, where on earth is the BJP? I've never seen them in any substantial numbers in the Sundarbans area, which is really where a lot of the seats are going to be going for the elections on the 19th of May. Also, if you look at the issues that the BJP has brought up, it is precisely these areas where it's going to have where it's going to create destabilization, it's going to create uncertainty, and it's going to create polarization. So I have a feeling that the BJP may have made a mistake in assessing its popularity by looking at the response it receives in places like Kolkata and its suburban areas, and confusing it with what it is likely to the way in which the population is likely to respond in the far more rural areas which will be going to the polls on the 19th of May.
Would you say that the TMC has also made the same mistake vis-a-vis the BJP's popularity? Because Mamata Banerjee appears very desperate with stopping BJP leaders from holding rallies. The kind of action we've seen on the ground shows that she is a leader who feels that her turf is going away from her.
Yes, she certainly is trying to make sure that her turf is not invaded by the BJP, and the reason is very simple, that she has an election coming up in 2021, and she does not want the BJP to encroach on what is at this point in time one-party dominated turf. The BJP, Mamata Banerjee is fighting hard to prevent any inch of her territory being taken over by the BJP. Part of the reason is because all regional parties, I think, in India today are face the same kind of fear that the BJP's presence will risk their survival in the long run. And Mamata Banerjee is fighting hardest to protect her own turf.
Do you agree with this assessment that the threat is on the level of perception, but at the grassroots level, the TMC is way ahead?
Well, I'm very interested in what Shikha's saying, and she is on the spot. But what I do know is that the BJP is convinced that it's on the verge of a breakthrough in West Bengal. It may be wrong, but it believes it's on the verge of a breakthrough. Now, a breakthrough does not mean a BJP sweep of the state, but it means the BJP clearly emerging as the main challenger to Trinamool. In the current Lok Sabha, the BJP just has 2 of the 42 West Bengal
but
seats.
17% of the vote share, which is significantly higher from its previous record.
Yes, but nevertheless it was in 3rd place in 2014. It was actually in 4th place in the Assembly elections 3 years ago. I think there's no doubt it will be up there in the top 2 this time round. And I would expect that there'll be significant gains, but whether significant gains means the BJP moving from 2 to 6 or 8 or 2 to 20, I don't know.
Well, 2 to 4 is also a 100% gain. So
yes,
how do you explain that? What is your assessment of how close this fight is?
I agree with you that Mamata Banerjee has sensed real danger. Her information tells her that BJP is doing much better than anybody expected. And I think, we have to remember the way BJP has gone through the Northeast, the way they won Tripura. Okay, Tripura is a small state, but the way when Tripura and Assam, they have a lot of experience of doing these sorts of things. And I think, or I predict, that they will get about half the number of seats in West Bengal.
If you look at the campaign, Shikha, who's run a better campaign in West Bengal, and in Mamata Banerjee, has the BJP met its match? Because she's one leader who doesn't shy away from fighting from the trenches, as the top leaders of the BJP also do.
Well, I think it has been, in this election, it's been a Mamata versus Modi match. And the reasons are slightly different from just West Bengal. But there is one small point on which I'd like to make a correction. The BJP got about 17 to 18% votes in 2014. Its vote share dipped in 2016 in the state assembly elections. And in the panchayat elections, which matter a great deal because that's the grassroots, the BJP's vote share is about 11. And this 11, and therefore it's not very clear whether the BJP actually has, whether its vote share is 17, 10, 11 or more. This is the election in which the BJP is hoping that its vote share will stabilize and go up. Having said that, this election is Mamata versus Modi, and that's for two reasons. One, Mamata's style of campaigning, her language, her charisma, as it were, is a match for Modi. That's one. The second thing is that Mamata is very much one of the top leaders of the anti-BJP opposition, which is why Mr. Modi finds Mamata such an attractive opposition, and why he's been, it's amazing the amount of time that Modi has spent on West Bengal is an indication of two things. One, that he is fighting the anti-BJP opposition in the person of Mamata Banerjee. Two, the BJP is hoping that its losses in other parts of the country can be made up in some measure in West Bengal. If Lord Desai is right, then it hopes to make up a huge chunk of seats from West Bengal, but I don't think that's going to happen. The Mamata versus Modi fight is as follows. Modi is today representing a kind of divisive, polarizing narrative which Mamata is challenging. Mamata is also challenging the idea of what Mr. Modi has repeatedly said, which is that there should be a BJP government at the center and a BJP government at the state for better governance. It is this kind of idea versus the anti-BJP opposition and the issue of polarization on communal lines, which Mamata is fighting, and Mr. Modi is using these ideas all the time in West Bengal. He is selling the idea that a BJP government at the center means that the Trinamool is going to lose in the next election, and therefore there will be this wonderful convergence of the BJP at the center and the BJP at the state. Now, for Mamata, this is just the kind of incentive she needed to turn into her true self, which is a street fighter, and she's done it brilliantly at this point in time.
Right, and I think both leaders have been accused of appeasing to a certain religious vote bank, but this is certainly a fight like no other, Lord Desai. Would you say that to that extent, to the extent of the fact that she stood up to Narendra Modi like no other opposition leader has, she has become the face with the likes of the DMK leader and Omar Abdullah, for instance, rallying behind her?
Absolutely. I think the most effective leader against BJP has been Mamata Banerjee. There is no doubt about that. And I think if it came to a very finely balanced coalition and opposition, she should play a major role because she knows basically how to fight. Rahul Gandhi doesn't know how to fight.
How to fight is one thing, how to govern is quite another.
Sorry?
How to fight is one thing, how to govern is quite another.
Yeah, but I think how to fight is more important. She won't have to govern yet, not at the federal level.
Somebody today described Mamata Banerjee's style as the politics of perpetual grievance, and she's had really grievances that she can get her teeth into with the Vidyasagar bust and now the Election Commission ending campaigning early. And the Election Commission has done something that not even Narendra Modi managed to do. It's brought all the opposition parties together. So Mamata's had these messages of support from Congress, from Mayawati, from Akhilesh Yadav, from some of the southern regional parties, from Srinagar as well. So she's riding high at the moment, but a lot depends on whether she can actually pull in the votes and retain the seats.
And there's no doubt that she's been a good street fighter, but I think this is the Arvind Kejriwal brand of politics. He went for a sit-in protest while being the Chief Minister of Delhi. So, well, you are in government, you can't be the one protesting as well. But given the BJP's confidence, and Amit Shah has been saying 23 minimum, he said yesterday, and I'm starting with the minimum because I don't want to sound too confident. What gives them this confidence, and what do you think works for the BJP, if anything at all?
I think the fact that there is no other opposition party left, there's a huge gap. And I think the fact that CPM is obviously helping them. But there must be a lot of suppressed anger and dissatisfaction because West Bengal economy has not done very well. You know, Mamata has been trying to get investment from outside. She has not succeeded. And while she has done some good improvement to Kolkata, at least, infrastructure-wise, I don't think West Bengal has improved very much in its relative economic status. So there must be a lot of unhappiness around, and BJP is harnessing that.
What works for the BJP?
And we've talked about Modi as a polarising figure. Mamata is also a deeply polarising figure. So a lot of people are moving towards the BJP because they're not Mamata. And as Lord Desai said, there are suggestions that some at least of the CPM's local activists are quietly helping the BJP along. But I think the BJP has got the scent on the wind that it's making strides, big strides, in West Bengal. Perhaps also it has been doing in Odisha. We'll only find out, of course, on the 23rd. And it sees this as really important to make up for what inevitably will be some slippage in the Hindi belt.
Right. We also heard from the Prime Minister today. He spoke to Z Media about a host of issues, including the campaign violence in West Bengal. Listen in.
चुनाव की घोषणा हुई है, उसके बाद आप लगातार कैंपेन कर रहे हैं, 150 से ज्यादा सभाएं, रैलियां, और मुख्य फोकस अगर देखा जाए तो यूपी, वेस्ट बंगाल, उड़ीसा, हालांकि उड़ीसा का चुनाव खत्म है। अगर यूपी के बाद बात करें वेस्ट बंगाल, मां, माटी, मानुष, लोकतंत्र बचाओ अभियान चलाने वाले की दावा करने वाली ममता बनर्जी के राज में वैसी हिंसा हो रही है जैसा कि 90 के दशक में बिहार में हुआ करता था कभी।
मैमे की ये घटना ने मां, माटी, मानुष उसकी धज्जियां उड़ा दी। जो मैमे को से डरते हैं उनको मां, माटी, मानुष उनके मुंह में अब शोभा नहीं देता है। जहां तक चुनाव अभियान का सवाल है, मेरी कोशिश हिंदुस्तान के हर कोने में मतदाताओं का धन्यवाद करने के लिए जाने की थी और मैंने ईमानदारी से उस प्रयास को किया है।
सर, अगर हिंसा होती है तो आप मतलब बीजेपी जिम्मेदार, अगर ईश्वरचंद विद्यासागर की मूर्ति टूटती है तो बीजेपी जिम्मेदार, अमित शाह के काफिले पर, रोड शो पर हमला होता है तो बीजेपी अपने कारस्तानी से, और यहां तक कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का जो रैली है उसे भी रोकने की कोशिश।
दिल्ली में बैठे हुए न्यूट्रल लोग भी मांग कर रहे हैं, जो हमारे समर्थक नहीं है। वो कहते हैं कि पश्चिम बंगाल सरकार ने तुरंत ये जो ईश्वरचंद्र विद्यासागर जी की मूर्ति को साथ हुआ है, वहां सीसीटीवी कैमरा लगे थे, वो सीसीटीवी कैमरा के फुटेज तत्काल देश के सामने प्रस्तुत करना चाहिए, ये कह रहे हैं। दूसरा, जो 4 दिन पहले एक्सीडेंट में जिनका हाथ पैर टूटा हो, ऐसे लोगों को खड़ा करके आप सिंपैथी गेन करने की कोशिश करोगे तो देश के गले नहीं उतरेगा। तीसरी बात, सवाल ये हिंसा का नहीं है। अभी 6-8 महीने पहले वहां पंचायतों के चुनाव हुए, जम्मू कश्मीर में पंचायत के चुनाव हुए, शांतिपूर्ण हुए। बंगाल के अंदर अनेक लोगों को मार दिया गया, घर जला दिए गए, पोलिंग बूथ लूट लिए गए, उम्मीदवारों को नामांकन के लिए कोर्ट में जाना पड़ा, कोर्ट से परमिशन लेनी पड़ी। यानी इतनी हिंसा आज से 1 साल पहले देश ने देखी है। दूसरा, चुनाव घोषित होने पहले भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकारों के मुख्यमंत्रियों को हेलीकॉप्टर तक लैंड नहीं करने दिया गया। इतना ही नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री की सभाओं में भी रुकावटें डाली गई और इसलिए वहां की सरकार, टीएमसी के गुंडे, वहां के प्रशासन, ये सब एक होकर के लोकतंत्र को दबोच करके फिर से एक बार विजयी होने का इरादा रखते हैं। लेकिन अब पश्चिम बंगाल की जनता उनके ऐसे कारनामों के सामने झुकने वाली नहीं है।
कहा जाता है कि सियासत अपनी जगह है, उसको आप सनातन परंपरा से दूर रखना चाहिए। जय श्री राम, ये हमारी सनातन परंपरा है, उस पर भी रोक, सरस्वती पूजा पर रोक, दुर्गा पूजा पर रोक, अब जय श्री राम बोलने पर भी रोक।
सवाल सिर्फ जय श्री राम का नहीं है। पिछले 4 साल में आपने देखा होगा कि दुर्गा पूजा के जुलूस रोक दिए गए थे, काली पूजा पर रुकावटें आई थी, दुर्गा के उत्सव पर रुकावटें आई थी। तो उनकी वोट बैंक की राजनीति के लिए ये सब किया गया और लगातार किया गया है। जय श्री राम तो अभी हुआ, लेकिन कोई भी बात उनको इतना ही छोड़ो ना। एक बार 3-4 साल पहले एक टीवी इंटरव्यू में 2 बच्चियों ने सवाल पूछा, तो मुख्यमंत्री जी माइक बाइक फोड़ करके फेंक करके उन बच्चियों को गाली दे करके निकल गई थी। तो ये लोकतंत्र के अनुकूल स्वभाव नहीं है भाई, ये सारे एक्शन एंटी डेमोक्रेसी है।
Now, one of the biggest headlines of this phase is the Election Commission's decision to curtail campaigning. It's unprecedented and the opposition is mighty upset. They've closed ranks with Mamata Banerjee. They say the EC has surrendered to the BJP. None of it is surprising. The Election Commission of India has been at the receiving end since the very beginning. Throughout this election, its neutrality has been questioned by all sides. So let's first tell you what happened here. The EC has banned all poll campaigning from 10 p.m. tonight. That's almost a day before it was scheduled to end. 5 p.m. tomorrow. For the first time, the EC has used Article 324 of the Constitution, which gives it the powers of quote-unquote superintendence, direction and control of elections to restrict campaigning. Besides truncating the campaign, the EC has ordered the removal of 2 senior officers. Why did they do this? Because the situation in Bengal was precarious. There had been widespread violence and arson during a roadshow of BJP President Amit Shah. The rally ended with violent clashes between BJP and TMC cadres and the desecration of a statue of 19th century social reformer Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. The desecration has turned into a whodunit. Both the BJP and the TMC are blaming each other for the rampage. This election has been particularly divisive, with several leaders reprimanded for their hate speeches. The EC has barred political heavyweights from campaigning. It has seized money, deferred elections, recalled observers, ordered repolling, but the Commission's powers are mostly functional. It cannot police. And it's increasingly faced with new challenges thrown up by the easy dissemination of information through social media. So what are the powers of the Election Commission? Well, it mainly has the administrative functions in the preparation of electoral rolls and the conduct of elections. The EC has powers under the Model Code of Conduct of 1960, but the Model Code, remember, is not a statutory law. It is not legally enforceable. It is at best a voluntarily agreed to document by political parties. The powers of the Election Commission trickle down from Article 324 of the Constitution. It can bar a candidate from campaigning, ask for repolling, it can seize property and disqualify candidates. In exceptional cases under the Representation of People's Act, it can also penalize a leader with a jail term of 6 months to 3 years. The EC cannot deregister a party. It can only issue advisories for repeat offences. The Chief Election Commissioner of India is appointed by the President on the advice of the Cabinet, not by collegium that includes the judiciary and the opposition. While the CEC can only be removed by impeachment, the other 2 commissioners can be removed easily. That is what the Election Commission can and cannot do. Is it fair to blame the EC for what they have done, and have they shown partisanship when they say that campaigning should end?
Well, the opposition parties have been saying the Election Commission has no teeth. The Election Commission takes decisive action, and the opposition parties say, oh, you can't do that. So I think the Election Commission in some ways can't win. I don't think the Election Commission has quite got the public confidence that it had when TN Session or S.Y. Qureshi was Chief Election Commissioner, but I don't think it's fair to say it's pliant. The thing that I find slightly disturbing is clearly election campaigning has become deeply turbulent in Calcutta. But if they want to end campaigning early, why didn't they end campaigning last night rather than having one token day and ending it one day early? Because as far as Mamata Banerjee is concerned, it means Narendra Modi has his last election rally this evening in Dum Dum, and she loses all the election rallies she was planning for tomorrow. So it doesn't sound to be a level playing field. And I've not heard a really good, clear justification for that.
How do you see the EC's decision, and do you agree with the opposition parties?
It's quite clear that this time around, the campaign has been too long. It has country has been much more divided than it has been ever before. So one lesson out of all this is EC will have to have more powers. I don't know if they have them or not, and they ought to have a much shorter election period. And I would actually say, let people vote online, from a distance. So quite a lot of the violence around polling booths, which sort of discourages people from going. All that has to stop. It's a very successful election commission so far, all these years, but I think it has to keep up with the times and improve, get more power, and get more slick. I would also say that the punishment they have of 72-hour silence, that's no good. You say, if you violate the model code of conduct, we will deduct 1,000 votes from your final. Like they do in sports.
But do you think the model code of conduct is a touch too restrictive, and it tends to protect politicians in cotton wool, and everybody keeps rushing to the election commission with one complaint or another?
I think that basically the election commission should say, we register that you have violated. We don't want to hear your arguments. We will deduct 1,000 votes from you and get on with it. Now that would be very effective. That is very effective in sports.
Right.
You
because
show
the leaders
yellow
who
card.
make hate speeches or polarizing speeches know what they're doing. They're in full knowledge of what they're doing and that it's a violation, and yet they do it because there's only so much the Election Commission can do. Shekhar Mukherjee, how do you see the EC's decision to curtail campaigning in West Bengal for the last phase?
I think it's absolutely clear that the EC should have stopped it if the reasons why it seems to have done it, then it should have done it yesterday. Why did it wait for Narendra Modi to have his 2 shows in West Bengal before declaring that from 10 p.m. today there will be no further campaigning? The fact of the matter remains that the EC has to be seen to be conducting free and fair polls. That is the bottom line. The EC is there to conduct free and fair polls. And by a decision of this nature, which has been questioned by everybody, including the common man in the street, the EC really is not emerging as an institution that can ensure free and fair polls. Having said that, let me also say that the EC has spent enormous resources to try and maintain peace and order in West Bengal to ensure that the elections are free and fair. And its capacity to have done that seems to be questionable. Now, why that is questionable is an answer that EC has to give, but somebody has to ask the question of them first. Let me also say that I'm hearing that the EC has issued extraordinary orders. In every time that an election is held in this country, there is a system by which all the rowdies and the antisocials are hauled in and held in detention. I believe that this time, instead of just hauling in the rowdies and the antisocials and the history sheeters from in and around Calcutta and South 24 Parganas where the elections are being held, the Election Commission has decided that they will hold in detention some 10,000 people from across the entire state, meaning that they are apprehensive that there will be people who will be brought in by all the parties in this election from across the state to try and disrupt the electoral process. And if after all these arrangements, on the 19th and between now and the 19th, there is any kind of violence, there is any kind of intimidation, will the EC take responsibility? Because at the end of the day, it is public resources which are being used, and if the EC is failing to create an environment where people feel safe and the elections are free and fair, then the EC is also answerable for what is happening. Removing the Home Secretary means that the EC is taking responsibility now.
have had very high levels of turnout in voting in West Bengal to date, so people do seem to feel that they're safe in casting their vote, judging by what's happened in the polling days so far. And I stand back and look in awe at the scale of the task facing the Election Commission, and broadly the success with which it does it. I think it is one of the most successful public institutions in the country.
Indeed.
When it gets blamed by all sides, they must be doing something right.
Right. Let's go with that. So in exactly a week from now, we'll know who will form the next government in India. 59 constituencies yet to vote. Let's bring up the rally roster for today. Prime Minister Modi held 5 rallies in one day. He was in Uttar Pradesh and then West Bengal. 22 seats will be decided in these states on Sunday. Rahul Gandhi campaigned in Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh. 13 constituencies from UP will vote in this phase. While the bulk of the campaigning was focused on West Bengal, the BJP did not ignore UP. Prime Minister Modi wrapped up his campaign today in Mirzapur in eastern UP. He thanked the people of the state for voting. He also said that the BJP will return with complete majority.
देश की आजादी के बाद एक ही पार्टी के पास लंबे समय तक सरकार रही, लेकिन आज देश की जनता ने उस पार्टी का हाल ऐसा किया है कि वो पार्टी वाले खुद बोलते हैं कि वे अब वोट कटवा बन गए हैं। कांग्रेस पार्टी वोट कटवा पार्टी बन गई है। भाइयों बहनों, आपने मुझे आपकी मदद से, विशेष रूप से उत्तर प्रदेश की मदद से 30 साल के बाद देश को पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार मिली थी। इस बार भी उत्तर प्रदेश की मदद से फिर एक बार देश को पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार मिलेगी और इस बार तो बंगाल भी जुड़ रहा है और इसलिए अकेला भाजपा 300 पार करने वाला है।
Amit Shah also led an aggressive campaign for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. He made yet another national security pitch, saying that terrorists like Zakir Naik are waiting for the Congress to return.
अभी एक जाकिर नाइक कर आतंकवादियों के खेल कमा है, जिनकी प्रेरणा से लंका के अंदर सैकड़ों लोगों की हत्या हुई। दुनिया भर के आतंकवादियों को प्रेरणा देने वाला, पैसा देने वाला ये जाकिर नाइक है। मोदी जी के डर से देश छोड़कर भाग गया। कल उसको किसी ने पूछा, जाकिर जी आप भारत में नहीं जाते हो? तो उसने कहा मोदी जी पकड़ लेंगे इसलिए नहीं। तो उसने आगे पूछा कि कब जाओगे? कि 27 तारीख को कांग्रेस की सरकार बनेगी, गठबंधन की सरकार बनेगी, बाद में जाऊंगा, वो मुझे नहीं पकड़ेंगे।
It wasn't smooth sailing for the BJP though. Sadhvi Pragya Thakur, the party's candidate from Bhopal, sparked yet another controversy. She called Nathuram Godse a patriot.
नाथूराम गॉडसे देशभक्त थे, हैं और रहेंगे। ऐसा बोलने उनको आतंकवादी कहने वाले लोग स्वयं के गिरेबान में झांक के देखें। अब की चुनाव में ऐसे लोगों को जवाब दे दिया जाएगा।
Pragya Thakur was asked about the Kamal Hassan comment on Nathuram Godse. The Congress was quick to take this up. Pragya Thakur's political rival Digvijay Singh said glorifying Godse amounts to sedition. The BJP condemned the statement. They asked for an apology from Pragya Thakur. After pressure from the party, she has indeed said sorry for the statement. We've also heard from Rahul Gandhi, the Congress president. Zee Media caught up with him on the campaign trail and he was quizzed about his promises to farmers, his learnings from the defeat of the UPA in 2014 and his prediction for result day.
2012 में आपके लिए कोई बड़ी चीज नहीं थी प्रधानमंत्री बनना, लेकिन आपने कहा कि नहीं, मैं ग्रास रूट पे जाऊंगा, लोगों के बीच जाऊंगा, तमाम बातें करूंगा, तमाम चीजों को समझूंगा, हिंदुस्तान के तमाम जो असली चीजें हैं उसको समझने के लिए ग्रास रूट तक जाऊंगा और उसके बाद तब फिर बात करूंगा। आपने समझ लिया इतने साथ?
समझता तो आदमी पूरी जिंदगी भर है, तो ऐसा नहीं होता कि भैया समझ गया, मगर थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस तो हुआ है, इम्प्रूव हाँ, थोड़ा अनुभव तो हुआ है, थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस तो हुआ है, मगर ये नहीं कह सकता हूँ मैं मोदी जी जैसे नहीं कह सकता हूँ कि मैं सब कुछ समझ गया हूँ। बहुत समझने को है, सुनने को है, समझने को है।
बिहार में आप हैं सर, इस वक्त जहाँ पे खड़े हैं सर, ये कर्म भूमि मतलब किसानों की भूमि कही जाती है। यहाँ बहुत बड़े बड़े लीडर हुए, सहजानंद सरस्वती हुए। किसानों के लिए सब क्या सोचते हैं आप? थॉट क्या है?
2-3 चीजें हैं। एक तो हमने थोड़ी आवाज आ रही है, आ जाइए। एक हम अलग बजट बना रहे हैं किसानों के लिए। जहां भी हमारी सरकारें आई हैं, मध्य प्रदेश, छत्तीसगढ़, राजस्थान, पंजाब, कर्नाटक, हम कर्जा माफ कर रहे हैं और एक नया कानून बना रहे हैं। 2019 में सरकार बनते ही किसानों को कर्जा ना लौटाने के लिए जेल में नहीं डाला जा सके। तो ये हम किसानों के लिए कर रहे हैं। मगर मेन बात यह है कि किसानों की जो आवाज है, उनकी जो मुश्किलें हैं, उनको समझकर, उनके साथ मिलकर हम काम करना चाहते हैं। तो एक हम किसानों के साथ एक डायलॉग शुरू करना चाहते हैं और वो कंटिन्यूअस डायलॉग होना चाहिए। अब हमें बताइए मुश्किलें क्या हैं, हम आपके साथ मिलकर काम करें।
मतलब सर न्याय मिलेगा, अब लोगों को न्याय मिलेगा, आप ये कह रहे हैं?
न्याय योजना की बात कर रहे हैं?
जी सर।
हाँ, 72,000 रुपए साल का।
सर एक सिर्फ ये जानना चाहते हैं, आप सर बिहार में हैं, कल आजाद साहब ने ये कह दिया कि बिहार अगर जो देश की सरकार बनने जा रही है उसमें नीतीश कुमार के भी कंट्रीब्यूशन की जरूरत पड़ेगी, तो वो भी साथ में होंगे। तो क्या सर नीतीश कुमार?
नहीं, मैंने बोला भैया कि 23 मई को पूरा का पूरा साफ हो जाएगा। उससे पहले मैं जो जनता बोलेगी उसके पहले मैं बोलना नहीं चाहता। वो जनता के ऊपर है, जनता जो डिसाइड करेगी उसका हम पालन करेंगे।
सरकार बनने को लेकर सर कितना कॉन्फिडेंट है सर?
बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट है।
All right, so he says he's very confident. We'll start with the first thing that we talked about, Sadhvi Pragya Thakur. It seems she beats Sam Pitroda and Panishankar Iyer together, hands down.
She's entitled to her view. But for somebody who is seeking elected office to say that the assassin of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, is a deshbakt, is a patriot, I think puts her way out of the political mainstream. And I noticed how very promptly the BJP disowned that comment and told her to apologise. But I think there's no doubt that reflects her personal viewpoint. She's been brought in as a sort of an emblem of the acceptability of hardline Hindutva views within the BJP, but I think this is backfiring on the party, and I think it should.
Is it backfiring though? Because the BJP has done this before.
Absolutely. Now, I've said even when she started that this woman has just goes on saying irresponsible things, and it helps Digvijay, because Digvijay only has to stay quiet, and Pragya Thakur is going to self-destruct. Now, what's interesting is, who can imagine this woman as an MP? I mean, she's uncontrollable. And the very antediluvian idea she has, she thinks her curse killed, So I think this is a major mistake, and I think the RSS and BJP ought to realize that you don't put people like this for a Lok Sabha seat.
But Bhopal has already voted.
Yeah. Sorry?
Bhopal has already voted.
Yeah, whatever it is, but it'll harm them another. People don't. Gandhi. You should leave Gandhi alone. Gandhi is an all-party saint, and if you praise somebody who murdered Gandhi, that is a no-go area.
If you praise a murderer, why just Gandhi? If you praise a murderer, that's a no-go area.
Yeah, it will harm them in Uttar Pradesh. It will harm them in Kolkata. People don't like this.
But we've been talking this week about 1984, 1948, the 19th century Bengali Renaissance. It does seem in the closing stages of this campaign that India is looking backwards and not forwards.
That is indeed unfortunate. One full phase of elections may still be due, but the opposition is already working on alliances. UPA chairperson Sonia Gandhi will chair a meeting of opposition leaders on the day of results. That's the 23rd. DMK chief M.K. Stalin confirmed the meeting. He said that he has received an invite. The DMK is a member of the UPA. Now, this is the first time that Sonia Gandhi is showing some activity since this election began. She has not been seen on the campaign trail, although she is contesting from Raebareli, and she holds that seat. In fact, she visited Raebareli only twice during this election, once when she went to file a nomination and the second time to address one rally. But Sonia Gandhi is said to have been silently reaching out to leaders from parties which are not part of the NDA, and that is one huge chunk of regional parties. Reports suggest that she has chosen senior leaders like Kamal Nath to speak to regional parties like the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, YSR Congress, Biju Janata Dal. What's their calculation, you may ask? Together, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Odisha make up 63 seats. If it is a split vote with no alliance getting anywhere close to majority, then players like the TRS, YSR Congress, BJD, Trinamool, the Gathbandhan in UP, these are the parties that will decide the next government. But the choice of parties is unique. Jagan Mohan Reddy, for instance, he left the Congress when his father and former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy, died. His party has fought the Congress hard in Andhra Pradesh, so much so that the Congress party's vote bank is now with Jagan. So seeking his support is going to anger the Congress cadre, the Congress leaders in Andhra Pradesh. Besides, it would hurt Chandrababu Naidu's Telugu Desam party because the TDP is fighting against YSR Congress both in the Lok Sabha and Assembly elections. Sonia Gandhi might just be playing her cards safe. If Jagan wins big in Andhra, Congress might just pick YSR Congress over the TDP. The decision to reopen channels with Jagan might anger the Telugu Desam, but the attempts to talk to KCR's TRS will annoy Chandrababu Naidu a lot more. KCR and Naidu have been bitter political rivals since the formation of Telangana and the years leading up to it. But the support of TRS will not be easy for the Congress to get. In Telangana, the main opposition party to the TRS is the Congress party. A decision to side with the UPA will hurt TRS in the state. Similarly, wooing Naveen Patnaik could also prove to be difficult. The BJP and the Biju Janata Dal of Mr. Patnaik fought each other in the Lok Sabha election in Odisha, but the relief and review measures for Cyclone Foni saw Prime Minister Modi and Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik coming together because Biju Janata Dal was a long-term member of the NDA. Sonia Gandhi's attempts to reach out to regional leaders is understandable. After all, she is chairperson of the UPA, but it does betray the sense that the Congress president, Rahul Gandhi, may not be acceptable to all regional parties. In fact, KCR criticized the ability of Rahul Gandhi as a leader in the Lok Sabha campaign. Last week, the TRS said that it is open to taking support from the Congress on one condition, that the Congress should not ask for the driver's seat. He wants the so-called federal front of regional parties to run the government. A party spokesperson said that the TRS wants the Congress to extend support from outside. Now, the question of a federal front arises only when no party has clear majority. A federal front once came to power in India. The year was 1996. The United Front government was formed after the Lok Sabha election. It managed to stay afloat for barely 16 months with two prime ministers, H.D. Devegowda and Inder Kumar Gujral. So what is Sonia Gandhi up to, and does this indeed show that Rahul Gandhi may not be able to strike that personal equation with these leaders?
No, she's just keeping her options open. Sonia Gandhi is a very astute politician. Yeah. She's learnt in her decades active in politics. And she's got a personal equation with a lot of these party leaders. So she's making sure the lines of communication are as good as they can be. But unless I'm missing something, she is fiercely loyal to her son. So she's not going to be throwing Rahul under a bus.
No, she won't throw him under the bus. But the point is that the fact that she, as UPA chairperson, is doing what she's doing and not Rahul Gandhi, does this show that the likes of KCR and others may not want to do business with Rahul yet and may not think that he's there yet?
Oh, absolutely. But, Sonia Gandhi, for me, she's one of the most astute politicians India has ever had. She ran UPA to UPA 1 and 2 coalitions from the top, and she has a lot of goodwill. You notice that BJP is not opposing Sonia Gandhi. They have left her alone. She will get elected. They may contest Rahul, but not Sonia. And I think she probably has all
debts. Is that because of goodwill?
All debts to collect. And I don't think Rahul will ever be a good prime minister this time around. Maybe next time. But I don't think he's ready yet. He has no ministerial experience. I mean, he was in Parliament for 10 years and didn't take a single ministerial portfolio. And how can you have that person go as a prime minister? No way.
But it's striking and surprising that Sonia Gandhi hasn't been more active on the campaign trail. I mean, her seat, Raebareli, is about as safe as Congress can get in the Hindi belt. But as you say, she has had poor health. I don't know what the present situation is, but that also might be one reason, perhaps, why the BJP is not putting on the boxing gloves.
Right. We'll see how this plays out. 23rd is when these leaders are meeting. Before we end, let's also take a look at the big fights in the 7th phase. And by fights, we mean electorally, not on the ground. First on our list is Patna Sahib in Bihar. Sitting MP Shatrughan Sinha in the fray, but he is fighting for the Congress this time. The BJP has fielded senior leader and Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad to take on Shatrughan Sinha. He was one of the more vocal critics of the Modi-Shah duo in the party. He joined the Congress only a few weeks back, and this may divide the Congress party votes in Patna. The BJP is not doing much better, at least in terms of perception. The party is a divided house in Bihar. Ravi Shankar Prasad and the BJP's Rajya Sabha MP R.K. Sinha clashed in full public glare in Patna 2 months ago. On the plus side, the NDA has been energized since the JDU joined this alliance. Nitish Kumar's track record is good. Prime Minister Modi also has influence over voters. He's a vote puller. As for the UPA, there is traction for Lalu Prasad Yadav still across the state, and Shatrughan Sinha is strong in his constituency. This makes it an interesting battle. Second on our list, the battle for Jadavpur in West Bengal, a significant one. The BJP's President Amit Shah was not allowed to hold a rally there. Why did that happen? Because the Trinamool Congress has a lot to lose in Jadavpur. This seat has been crucial in Mamata Banerjee's political career. She defeated Somnath Chatterjee here in 1984. It's a Trinamool bastion now, but the BJP has momentum. Mimi Bhattacharya of the TMC will face Anupam Hazra of the BJP. Mimi Bhattacharya is a Bengali actor. It's her debut in politics. Her candidature has been criticized. This seat could be a close battle. If the BJP wins here, it will be a big statement. The constituency also has seen a lot of polarization. Number 3 on today's list, Gurdaspur in Punjab. The BJP won the seat in 2014. Actor Vinod Khanna was the MP. After his death, by-polls were held. The Congress took the seat back in 2017. This time, the BJP has chosen another actor for the ticket. Sunny Deol is making his political debut. He's up against sitting MP Sunil Jakhar. The BJP has been a strong force in this seat since 1998, but that could be due to Vinod Khanna's personal popularity. This time, the Congress has a chance. The farm loan waiver of the Amrinder Singh government could help this party. Sunny Deol himself could have hurt the BJP's chances. On the campaign trail, he said he doesn't know much about politics. It's unknown territory for the BJP. They've played it safe and they're banking on Sunny Deol's popularity. Fourth on the list is the contest in Firozpur in Punjab. Again, a fierce battle. President of Shiromani Akali Dal, Sukhbir Singh Badal, up against Sher Singh Gubaya of the Congress. Last time, the Shiromani Akali Dal won this seat, but that winner, the man, has now moved to the Congress. Normally, Sukhbir Singh Badal should have started as a strong favourite. After all, he is one of the tallest leaders in Punjab politics, but there is infighting in his party. Recently, many leaders left the party. The last time around, the presence of the Aam Aadmi Party cut the anti-BJP votes. This time, AAP in Punjab is itself a state of disarray. So it's a two-way race. It could be a photo finish. And last on today's list, Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh. BJP sitting MP and Telecom Minister Manoj Sinha facing Afzal Ansari of the Bahujan Samaj Party. The Congress has fielded Ajit Pratap Kushwaha, but he is not expected to poll many votes. It's Gathbandhan versus the BJP here. Caste is a significant factor. If the BSP candidate gets the SP votes, he could be in pole position. Out of nearly 19 lakh voters in this constituency, Dalits make up 19% of the votes, Muslims another 10%, but alliance arithmetic does not always lead to victory. The BJP has campaigned hard. Sinha's work has been appreciated. Ghazipur is a seat to keep an eye on. So throughout this phase, we've basically focused on West Bengal, more or less. But there's Punjab and there's 13 seats in Uttar Pradesh. How is Punjab poised, according to you?
Well, Punjab is somewhere where the Congress should be picking up seats. They only won 3 out of the 13 seats 5 years ago. And if they're able to repeat their performance in the state elections, where Amarinder Singh won quite clearly a few years ago, they should be getting at least double that number. But they've got a problem there. The problem is they haven't done a deal with Aam Aadmi. Aam Aadmi won 4 seats last time round. You get the impression that they're in decline in Punjab, but they are still a force there, and Congress and Aam Aadmi are competing for votes. We've got the Amritsar seat itself, which Arun Jaitley famously stood for 5 years ago and lost to Captain Amarinder Singh, and the BJP are putting it Hardip Singh Puri this time round, a former diplomat. I remember him from more than 30 years ago when he was working at the Indian mission in Colombo. Quite a formidable figure. I think they've got their work put out to actually win that seat, but it'd be a very interesting contest.
And while the Aam Aadmi Party may be playing spoiler in Punjab, the Congress is doing that job in Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar is something that's also interesting. Many seats, but it's been fragmented over the phases, and
Bihar is difficult to call because we don't know how much the absence of Lalu will affect RJD. Because Lalu was a fantastic campaigner.
And his party is divided now. His sons are...
And he can't do that. And his son, Tejaswi and the other one, they're sort of not getting along. And what's more, Nitish has taken a lot of women's votes with the prohibition. Nitish has really gained by having prohibition. A lot of people were against it. But the story is that women like Nitish, and they will go for the BJP JDU coalition.
So how many do you give the ND out of 59?
About 28.
28?
Well, they hold 2/3 of the seats now. I'd say they're going to lose. I'd give them a little bit more than that, but they'll lose a dozen seats.
They'll lose a dozen seats.
A little bit more than that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right, we'll leave it there. We'll find out on the 23rd. Thank you very much, as always, Andrew Whitehead, Lord Desai, and Shikha Mukherjee joining us from Kolkata. Thank you very much for being with us on India Election Watch. We'll wrap the show. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Keep your comments coming. Thanks very much for watching.